Huh. Here, what's this? Whole front page of the paper's missing.
Well, you were right, Bea. They are trying to hide something from us.
Hey, Fletch, I hear you got someone in the pound. Who is it? We'll find out.
Hey, how do you spell obnoxious?
Oh, good, I don't know. Why don't you just put screws instead? And here comes the postie.
Nothing for you, Smith, as usual. Leach, White, Birdsworth.
Oh, probably from Door. Tar. Isn't there one for me, Miss Bennett?
No, there isn't. Your family must have had better things to do.
Bitch.
Well, what is it?
Have they found out about Coulson?
No, not yet. It's very convenient, both the telly and radio breaking down at the same time.
Yes, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's probably just as well. Still, I'll have to find out eventually.
We can avoid it for as long as possible.
Yeah, give them time to get over this business with Rosie. That's why I'm hoping this play idea will take their mind off it for a bit.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about. I think it should be stopped.
Why? Seems harmless enough.
Harmless? They use those nasty little plays to get back at us.
Well, send us up a bit, you mean? Well, we can take that, as long as they don't get too personal.
They rake up all the muck they can.
Well, still, the script has to be approved by Mrs. Davidson. She won't let him get away with too much.
She's nowhere near strict enough. Anyway, I'm not prepared to put up with it. If I can find a way of stopping this play, I will.
More news in an hour on 3BL. Right now, settle back with more music.
I remembered where the old batteries were. Kept them cosy because there was still a bit of life left in them. Enough for us to hear the news, anyway.
Yeah. It's poor old Ros you got locked in the pound, isn't it?
Doreen, these gentlemen are detectives.
Miss Anderson, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
You're reading about Rosalind Coulson.
So what?
That's a pretty innocent-looking girl. Difficult to believe she's a hardened criminal.
Well, there's nothing hard about Ros. She's terrific.
Really? How do you know that?
Doreen and Rosalind knew each other in Wentworth.
Yes, but prison does things to people. She could have changed.
Oh, no, she hasn't.
Doreen's only been out a short time. People don't change that much.
And you and Coulson were good friends, were you?
Oh, yeah. Me and Ros, we were great mates.
It's different once you're out. You tend to lose contact with your friends on the inside. I'm making a cup of coffee. Would you gentlemen like one?
No, thanks, Mrs. Travers. What I would like is to speak to Miss Anderson alone, if you wouldn't mind.
No, I don't want her to.
And why is that, Miss Anderson?
Well, Doreen's a bit tense about being alone with men at the moment. It's probably a reaction from being locked up with women for so long.
Yeah, if Karen goes out, I'll just scream and scream.
Surely you must understand that's one of the effects that prison has on women. Anyway, I don't know what we'd be able to tell you.
Well, I've heard that Rosalind Coulson came here after she escaped.
What a crazy thing to have heard.
Did she come here, Mrs. Travers?
Oh, no, of course not. You don't think I'd jeopardize my parole by harboring an escapee, do you?
Very well, then. Thank you for talking to us. You'll be seeing us again. In the meantime, why don't you give it a bit of thought? It might be worth your while. Don't forget what I said, Mrs. Travers. We'll be back.
You nearly gave us away properly, didn't you?
I'm sorry.
Have you said anything to anyone? Anything that would make them think Ros was here?
Oh, well, I might have said something when I wrote to Lizzie.
What sort of something?
Well, nothing really.
Come on, Doreen, think. What, exactly?
Well, I was a bit crook on you, and I might have said that you cared more about your parole than looking after a mate and stuff like that.
Don't connect that with Ros.
No, they probably won't.
Of course they would. They're looking for anything the slightest bit suspicious. They'll question Ros, and if she lets anything slip, then we've all had it.
Ros. Oh, sorry you didn't welcome me back earlier, but the screw's been watching us like hawks. There aren't as many of them on night shift, though.
Yeah, we didn't even know you was back, but we heard it on the afternoon news.
Did they say anything about the man who had the heart attack?
Yeah, he died.
That's what you get for helping people.
Well, bloke got to do with it? I don't get the connection.
Oh, he just collapsed in front of me in the street. I should have just left him there and gone on, but like a silly idiot, I tried to help him.
What'd you do, dob you in or what?
This woman came along, said he was just a drunk. Well, I managed to persuade her to call an ambulance. At least I thought I did.
And then what happened?
She must have recognised my photo from the paper. She came back with the cops instead of an ambulance.
Oh, rotten bitch. Oh, and the old bloke's dead too.
And that's the last time I'm going to do anything to help anyone. From now on, it'll be number one. First, second and third. Everyone else can go to hell.
Oh, now, come on, love. We've all had it tough.
Yeah. Don't let it get to you, love. You're too young to get so hard.
I'm old enough to know that most people are pigs. And from now on, that's how I'll be treating them.
You realise, don't you, Coulson, that your escape will add at least 6 months onto your sentence?
I'm in here for life. What difference does 6 months make?
The term life no longer means for the rest of your life, as I'm sure you are aware. If you are prepared to behave yourself and cooperate in every way, you could be out of here in a few years' time.
Big deal.
I'm bitterly disappointed in you, Rosalind. I had thought of you as one of the more reasonable women, but your attitude seems to have undergone a drastic change.
I've just learned a few things about people, that's all.
Then I can only hope you'll settle down in the next few days.
I wouldn't count on it.
Well, you'll be spending a lot of time in solitary. I suggest you think about that. Coulson can work in the laundry, Miss Bennett.
Right.
Help Birdsworth fold the linen, and I'll have no more of your nonsense.
You're one of the world's beautiful people, Vera.
Shut up, Smith.
Oh, you've had a real hard time of it, haven't you, love? But never mind, you're back here now with all your old mates.
Could you get on with your work, Birdsworth, and keep quiet?
Why should I keep quiet? I don't fold sheets with me mouth.
Here, love, now you're back. Maybe you could give Lizzie a hand running our annual Christmas play.
Yeah, it's hard doing it all by myself and this lot not coming up with any good ideas.
Besides which, you can spell.
Oh, it should be fun, Ros. We're going to make our own costumes and scenery and everything.
Yeah, what do you say, kid? Give it a go?
Sounds like a pretty silly idea to me. Sort of thing school kids would do.
Oh. It is not. It's our only chance to have our say in this dump.
I bet Vera remembers how much she enjoyed last year. And we're going to make sure it's twice as good this time.
Well, you want to read this? There's some real spicy bits in here. This is going to make them sit up and take notice.
I'll have a look at that, Birdsworth.
Bennett, could I have a word with you, please?
Perhaps Mum's arrived with me kids.
Keep this lot working. Hard.
Right. Well, go on. Get on with your work, the lot of you.
Well, do you want to look at this or don't you?
Just leave me alone. I can manage fine on my own. I don't have to have any help from anybody else.
You wanted to see me about something?
Oh, Detective Sergeant Allen just rang. He's very interested in anything relating to the halfway house.
Is he?
If any letters arrive from either Doreen or Karen, he has asked they be brought to me uncensored.
I always knew no good would come of that place.
The police could be quite wrong in their suspicions.
Anyway, the mail hasn't arrived today, but Birdsworth's had 2 letters from Anderson in the past few days.
I'd better read them.
I'll get them for you.
You did say you'd talk to me later.
That was before you shopped us to the police.
I didn't tell the police anything. If someone put you in, it wasn't me. I even tried to warn you they might be around, remember?
Look, I don't know anything. I don't know what Rosalind Coulson did when she was on the outside. The police are wrong. She didn't stay here.
That's not the sort of thing I'm after. Anyway, I'm more interested in the human side of things.
I don't want to talk about Rosalind Coulson at all.
I'm not just interested in her. I've been thinking about the halfway house and realised I could get a good story out of that and the women who come to it. Don't you think it's a good idea to let the public know exactly what a halfway house is really like and make them understand what you're trying to do here?
Yes, but I don't think this is a very good time for publicity.
Fair enough. But you will talk to me at a later date.